KPIs, commonly known as key performance indicators. Listen, key performance indicators are really, really important because what they're going to do is they're going to allow you to monitor performance over a period of time, right? They play a key role in performance management, and they're also important for setting standards, right? When you hire someone into an organization and they come in and you're like, hey, we want you to do this. This is what we need you to do. This is the job that we want you to do. You got to give them targets, right? Because how do you identify what success or failure is? How do you know what a good or bad job is, right? There has to be a standard, okay? And the fastest way, everybody wants standards, right? Everybody wants standards in their company, in their business, whatever the case may be. But guess what? You have to create the framework for your team in order to be able to do their very best. Remember this, I can tell you this. Teams are a collection of average people with great leadership that do extraordinary things. And part of that recipe is KPIs, okay? Let's go ahead and hear the types of KPIs. You have sales KPIs, you have revenue, gross profit KPIs, you have operational KPIs, example, employee productivity, and processes optimization, process optimization, right? Types of KPIs. I'm going to give you some examples, but let me share something with you. You can have a KPI for anything you want in your entire company, right? What matters is what activities in the business drive the outcomes that you desire. I'm going to give you a few examples, and we have them here written down just to kind of give you something to prime your brain. I do not want you to look at these now. However, I do agree that, and I think you would too, that sales matter in all companies, right? And I also think you would also agree that the revenue gross profit would be, right? So there should be some numbers in there, some financial matrix in there, right? Then you have operational examples, right? Employee productivity, whether it's phone calls, texts, videos, contacts, cold calls, whatever the case may be, you have employee productivity. Then you have customer examples, right? Like, hey, did we go ahead and give the client the experience that they want them? Did we give them a welcome call? Did we give them a thank you call? How's our client success managers doing? And what type of things are they doing with the clients? So you absolutely can totally do all these things at any given time, right? So select relevant KPIs based on whatever your objective for the business is, okay? Listen, as you go on, now remember something. KPIs are they're dynamic numbers, right? Because the needs of the business or where the business are going, or maybe you try something new, it's always moving. It's always moving. Now, there are fundamentals in there. You have your sales, your revenue, but whatever the case may be, you can always change it. But for those of you who are new to KPIs, I would always follow this message. Less is more. Remember, you can always add them, and at the same point in time, you can always remove them. But the most important thing is getting started, and it's not just looking at the numbers, it's getting everyone in the organization comfortable at looking at them, right? Because when you go in and you're like, hey, how you doing, guys? I just did this great training seminar and I learned all about KPIs and this is what we're gonna do. Guess what? That's not the deal. The deal is you got to get everybody in the organization bought into it, and when they do it, now all of a sudden the KPIs take on their own life cycle of their own.